What? No, no, no! Please don't tell me you managed to make this plane be able to dolphin around like this. Now, buddy, I've got some very good news and very bad news. Good news, we finally have the CRJ-200 in the Microsoft Flight Sim. Bad news, it's probably pretty bad. I'm scared of it, in fact. It's only got 2.6 stars, which is pretty low, and it's made by the developers of Virtual Coal. And that might just end badly. Oh yes, everybody, the CRJ-200. It is special because it's known as the most hated airplane in the world because it's small. It's so hated, in fact, that when Aerosoft released their CRJs for the Microsoft Flight Sim, they didn't bother including the smallest 200 in this package, but included every other version, like the 1000 you can see, lengthy boy, bit of a smaller version here. Yes, so I'm really excited to finally have this very small version of the CRJ-200 in the Microsoft Flight Sim. But once again, Virtual Coal, we've seen them before. You may remember the A220 that they released a few years ago, which wasn't necessarily good. Why? Like, for example, these sentences down here don't really make sense. 2013 and entered service on July 15. The 100 is crewed by 2 and carries between 100 and 1. This is the A220-100 is a twin engine. No, it wasn't necessarily a high-quality add-on at all. I mean, this system's straight out of a Boeing 787. This is the default 787. Okay, maybe this is realistic, but this is Boeing, isn't it? This is not. Like, the primary flight display is very Boeing. I kind of forgot how bad this airplane was. Like, it wasn't the worst, but not necessarily payware quality. I think real Airbus A220 pilot would have a stroke here. So, good preparation for the CRJ-200. We have some liveries included, which is really nice. Come on, that's a start. Holy moly, those are, come on. Let's maybe use Lufthansa Regional, the first customer of the crappy regional Jet 200. And let's spawn onto the ground and see what happens. How can the ratings be so bad? Alright, so welcome to Princess Diana Airport. Now, let's have a look. I mean, the outside modeling of Virtual Coal, and we have to give them that, was never really the worst. It's just that this plane seems like a very clean airplane. I don't know why, but the windows look a little bit like Minecraft modeling. Why? Because for some reason, this fuselage isn't completely round. In fact, what in the world is all this? Someone in Blender didn't properly round off the fuselage, and so this airplane's fuselage has noticeable edges. That's weird. Can you see that? It's got noticeable edges here on the window too, as well as here. No, look at the level of detail. It's not that hard to do this properly. Come on, you put all this work. Yeah, and so that makes the text look weird. It makes it look like a little bit of like a toy plane. It looks a little bit like an airplane model scale, you know? So let's take a look into the cockpit though. Which, you know what? It doesn't look bad. I mean, we do not have a second flight management computer for some reason. And for some reason, we were able to turn off and on the master caution light, although the batteries are off. That's weird. Something I don't really like is how matte the screens are, but that's fine. Look, the cockpit doesn't look the worst. Do we have a cabin? That's very important for enjoying the CRJ. Yeah, look at that. And yes, it may not be a super detailed airplane. By the way, I forgot to tell it it's 20 euros. I haven't mentioned the price yet. It's 20 bucks. So it's not, it's not super expensive, right? And you know what, on first glance, this probably isn't the worst. Yes, okay, some glossiness here. But for 20 euros, I'm fine. Like, let's be honest. This doesn't blow me away for sure, though. Let's maybe turn on the batteries now. So here it is, battery master. Okay, that turns on some of the systems. Let's turn on the miserable little APU that this little miserable airplane has. And you know what, on first glance, I don't know what these weird lights here are. This looks like cave lighting. Anyway, judging from the screens, it's not the worst. Here I can draw a little bit of a comparison of what the screens are supposed to look like, and it's, it works. Now, going deep into the systems probably is a painful act, mainly because this is definitely also Boeing cockpit once again. Like, this is what the flight plan initialization screen is supposed to look like, by Aerosoft, and this is what it looks like here. So the flight management computer is absolutely off. All right, now APU is starting up, as you can see, and look, we've got an APU screen, which looks somehow realistic. Hey, it says available now, so let's turn on the APU gen. Yeah, come on, do that. Look, we've got now Look, it's a primary flight display from a Boeing 787 or something like that. It's not that hard. This is what it's supposed to look like, and this is what it looks like. This is a Boeing screen. This probably, like, honestly, this plane might be worse than Captain Sim's airplane because at least on Captain Sim, the outside model was good. This is not good whatsoever. Like, what is this screen? This is from the Boeing. As well as everything is from the Boeing. It's just like probably a special texture modeling for the Boeing 737 or 787, something like that. Anyway, APU is on now, indeed, as you can see. So let's maybe see if we can turn on the APU bleed, where we do that, and maybe turn on the engines. Does that work? Look at that. Yeah, now it's turning on. All right. Yeah, the systems are very much different to what I know of the CRJ in the flight sim, but hey, only a real CRJ pilot will be able to, you know, tell. Anyway, texturing wise, this isn't the worst. I just found it a little bit weird how weird these switches look. Why do they look like they've been like handmade, like pottery? That looks like pottery. Same here. Why does it look like handmade or like 3D printed? Now we have this hatch up here where pilots can escape, but doesn't work. Anyway, engines are nicely turning on, or so. Come on. Now get some power here into those engines. Yes. Now, as you notice, this is not necessarily realistic at all. The plane was able to initialize the instruments immediately, and you didn't need to have it find a location, as you would in real life. Anyway, engines are now nicely turned on, so let's turn off the ignition here. Oh, no, not stop. Why is the switch so reluctant? Hello? No, let's turn on the air conditioning here. Fail. Doesn't really make sense. This plane is just, Anyway, come on. At least it has reverse thrust, and it is modeled poorly. We can see through the reverse thrust. Is that realistic? Wow, look how hot that is inside. That looks kind of cool. Let's go ahead and try moving this very hot airliner, which also for some reason is very smooth looking. Looks like oiled up. Anyway, what I haven't shown you yet is whether we can open the door, which we can, hopefully. All right, there you go. Yeah, we can open the door. That's not bad, honestly. All right. And the flight sim crashes. No! Alright, I've just reloaded the flight sim now, and we are here at St. Bartholomew Island with this plane. It might be a plane that shouldn't fly here, mainly because even though you might think the CRJ-200 with its size has good performance, it doesn't. It's a plane that needs a lot of runway and a lot of speed to take off, because it doesn't have slats or anything. At least they didn't add that into this model. But the thing is, with virtual coal, is that the physics are not necessarily remembered as good. So this was 3 years ago with the CRJ-175 that they came out with.
What are we doing? What is going on?
Yeah, we just saw a little bit of a clip of the airplane being able to dolphin around. Let's see if that's gonna happen here as well. So let's go full power. I mean, I like how they try to mimic here the used look. Let's go release the brakes. Let's go in full power. Plane sounds a little bit like a subway train. Anyway, let's see. We are at 79. Yeah, this airplane does accelerate quite slowly, which I'm happy about. But other than that, let's see if we're able to take off. Oh, look. No, we aren't. That's good news. Let's pick a proper runway. Come on. Let's maybe get rid of the very, very small master caution, master warning lights. Damn, they click loudly. Let's go full power. Yeah, APU's on again when you spawn in with the engine running. That's interesting. Let's see. This airplane accelerates extremely slowly, which might just not be the worst. All right, let's see. Take off now. Okay, V1, rotate. Okay, the poor performance is kind of modeled here. Let's see if this yeah, okay. No! What? No. Please don't tell me you managed to make this plane be able to dolphin around like this. Do you think you should be able to pull off this in real life? No, let's put the landing gear up, see how that works. All right. You know, the modeling isn't the worst. Okay, they could have made this a bit rounder here. Oh, no. Oh, what a shame. This plane is, yet again, one of those planes. Let's see. Yeah, we can keep this thing, we can turn this into an ornithopter, kind of like a really flying bird with flapping wing here. Let's go see if we can... Oh, shut up. Why is this on again? All right, so let's land this oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, no, I'm hating this. Let's see if this plane lands down here at St. Bartholomew Island. I feel like there's a little bit of a texture error here. Can you see one of those dots here? It's literally painted on the fuselage and not on the vertical stabilizer. That's kind of embarrassing. Either way, something that's cool so we can pull out the spoilers here. Let's see if we can put the landing gear down and land here. Good. Flaps are coming out all the way. Good. Now the Boeing primary flight display is telling us we're too fast. No trouble. Oh yeah, just a little bit of, yeah, no worries. Okay, just a little minute touchdown here. No trouble at all. Let's touch down. All right, reverse thrust, full power. Let's see how this plane stops. I hope fast. We've got reverse thrust going. Yes. And I mean, at max braking, the braking isn't extremely good, and that might not be super unrealistic. But yes, this airplane, in conclusion, has okay modeling, bad avionics and systems, and relatively bad physics. I don't know if it's worth 20 euros. Probably not. Look, they probably put in a lot of work into this plane, and you gotta respect that, like developing all this. But to be honest, I don't know how many reasons there are to actually buy this plane, for there are very, very good CRJs for just a little bit more money. So unless you really, really want the 200, you want to fly the real crappy regional jet, the OG version, then this plane might be something for you. Other than that, just fly the MilJet in GTA 5. More realistic. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night.
And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finder, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.